I've got some parts of a motorcycle footrest here. The lad bought the bike to salvage, and this has been obviously broken off when the bike's been crashed or dropped, and he can't get one, or at least it's going to cost a fortune to get one. He wants to know if I can piece it back together. Possibly. All I've done, I've cleaned the surface contamination off on a wire wheel, and what I like to do is, they've got nice sharp edges at the minute with them being sort of freshly broken, so they just want to fit together nice and neat like that. I'll clamp these together, try and get a tack of weld on, and then use a die grinder to V it out so I can get some penetration. You can't just stick little bits on the end, they've got to be sort of V'd out and get some penetration on it. But it fits nice, so hopefully we'll clamp it up, try and get a tack on it, V it out and try and weld them. I wouldn't normally take a job like that on, but it's for a friend of mine and he's completely stuck. Right, that's the first one clamped together. So I'll get a tack on there and a tack on there, and then I can clean this out and I can fill that with welding there, that'll give it some more strength, and then V it out from the reverse side. I'll not know how it welds until I try and weld it. It'll either be nice material or it'll be complete shite. There's only one way to find out if it's going to weld, and that's to have a go at welding it. Doesn't seem too bad. It's certainly got a bit of a hold on that bit. It's tacked together, not too bad. Do the other piece and then we'll V it out and try and weld it properly. So they're suitably stuck together. Now we can V out in there, do a bit of damage and try and get some decent welding to it. If you're using a die grinder like this, a little bit of candle wax stops the cutter from blocking up, it works quite well. Do some damage to get the welding to work some penetration. We broke right through on that one. Now this one. So you can see how we're damaging it, or we're cutting the wheel, so when we come to weld it, we're actually welding it together, not just sticking it. Or I'll be filling with weld as well, that will make it a lot stronger. But I'll weld this side up before grinding any more out of there. Right, so that welding not too bad, it's quite clean. I've V'd the back right out. You can see I've broke through into the welds behind, so I'm going to fill those in now, and that should be plenty strong enough. This welding table I got from Mac Industries has been a really good bit of gear. Just simple things like clamping that on the side of there so I can weld it without it jumping about. Makes a massive difference, makes things easier. This one's a little bit more tricky, but I've managed to get it set up. A couple of little tacks on there, and then I'm going to V the back out and try and get some decent weld penetration into it. Right, so I've V'd the back of that right out into the other side. And that's basically as much as I can do. We'll try and get some decent weld into there, and hopefully it'll be strong enough. Certainly welded, not just stuck together. I can't do much on the back because it's got a machined area in there. You can get a little bit on it, I think. Right, that's them welded up. I'm just going to flash a disc across there just to take the down to that level. I'm going to leave the welds proud, as much reinforcing as possible. I haven't welded too bad. What I would call a decent grade of shite aluminium. But not too bad at all. These are the settings I welded that on. It's an Arctic 261 AC DC digital inverter welder. I'm welded always on AC, and I'm using the easy set. I use it all the time now. So we'll start off with a 2.4mm tungsten. I've set it at 5mm for thickness. You can basically anything you want, but 5mm is going to give us plenty of amperage. That's the sort of aluminium it is. That's like Maggie based, and that's silicon based. Castings are normally silicon based. Just called the corner joint. It's got 5 pulse settings built into the easy set menu. No pulse at all on this one. I'm using a foot pedal on bench work like this. It's not a must, but it really makes life easy. It's going to give me 155 amps, cup size 7, gas flow 9 litres a minute. I'll probably turn the gas up a little bit more, and you can adjust the amperage on there. But like I say, I'm using a foot pedal, so I can do anything up to 165 amps. Instead of a part of a old steam wagon, I've got a part of an old tractor. It's a side rod, steering rod, track rod, whatever you want to call it. Part of the steering linkage, and the ball joint, the track rod in here, is badly worn, and the lad needs to change it. That bolt there needs to be removed. It's snapped off, and they've already had a go poking a drill through it. So I'm going to get that out of there, remove this, free it off, and make a new bolt, put some new threads in. I'll probably weld that hole up and put another one in around here somewhere. So that ends like a rough adjustment on the tracking, on the track rod. And that's your normal screwed in end with a check nut on for your fine adjustment. I'm going to use a centre drill to pick up the centre of the hole first. Kind of just eyeball it. It'll be good enough for what it's got to do. That looks not too bad there. Bullet's nice and soft anyway. So we've got a centre picked up. That drill's a good fit in there, so we'll go with that one first. It's not performing as I expected at all. Try again. This is not very pleasant at all, this. I wasn't expecting this sort of grief from the miserable little bastard thing. I'll try a cheap and cherry carbide end mill. That's certainly having the desired effect. I did not expect that bolt to be hard. Bastard, I think that's through. He's replacing this anyway, so it doesn't matter if we damage it. Just want to make sure we get it all out. Yeah, I think we're through now. Yeah, I can see the shell with the original thread in there. It's definitely drilled out deep enough I can see the tracker end in there. And I think it's going to need some serious heat on here to move that, because it's been in there for a long time, a very long time. So we'll get the warming gear on, get it nice and hot, and hopefully it'll come free. Right, we'll give it an exploratory try and see what happens. Not a lot happening there really, is there? Not a lot. Oh, so that's been in there a long time. Big hammer and more heat. Oh dear me, that's tight. That's moving in. It has moved a little bit. A bit more whack on the anvil, I think. Shake it up a little bit. It's laughing at me, this bastard. Laughing at us. Right, the plan's to weld those two together. This is a slide hammer. Heat on there and it should hopefully come out. It is moved in, it's gone in 1/4 inch, but by the bastard's tight. That seems to be biting in quite nicely. I borrowed a suitable bit of material. Get a spanner to wind that out a little bit, and that's the idea. Right, it's fairly warm, we'll give it a try. Look at that bastard. That's the appliance of science, that. No wonder the bastard wouldn't come out. Bloody hell. Not the prettiest weld in the world, but incredibly strong. Right, we'll see if we can dig out the rest of the threads. Now it's cooled down a bit. We might get away with it without damaging the threads. We'll just put a tap down through it. Just a thin shell left. It's starting to look fairly promising. It looks like SNNC. I'll just have a measure and make sure. But basically the threads are still in reasonable condition. Right, it is 3/8 SNNC. We'll see if 3/8 SNNC top will go in and clean up what's left of the threads. Not really. That's threads there, but it's not right. That'll give problems. It's got to be right as well. It's got to be able to tighten in fully. So I'm just putting another hole in, drilling the top of another hole. I can try a 10 by 125 bolt in it. And probably will get away with that actually. That feels quite nice. Well, that looks decent. Let's put a decent thread in there. I'll try a bolt in. As long as it tightens fully, it's going to be good to go. It's quite nice, not too piss wobbly slack at all. Right, that's tight. That's not going to give me problems, so that'll do for him. You just need to get a black bolt so it's not all shiny and horrible. Once again, it's just time to say thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Subscribing's free. You just click the button and all it means is I get one more subscriber and I'm one more near to the magical 100,000. Anyway, thanks for watching.